Hi, my name is Dave. This is Games Gone South, and I'm about to start in on my very first ever solo role playing game. Now, when I first discovered solo role playing, my immediate thought was, that looks awesome. I want to try that. So I started watching all kinds of actual plays and advice videos and instructional videos. And now here I am nearly 2 years later, and I still haven't started doing anything yet. So, what's holding me back? Well, I kind of felt like I didn't have what I needed to push back past that initial barrier. And it took me a while to kind of figure out what that was. And you know how sometimes you have like those random memories that pop into your head? Well, I remembered the first time I ever rode an escalator. I was maybe 3 or 4 years old. I was with my mom. We were at a store. We come to an escalator going down, and I did not want to get on it. That thing was scary and intimidating, and it it moves. It's not supposed to do that. I didn't want to get on, so I stood in place and started crying. Now my mom, trying to be the good example, says, look, just step on it like this. And she steps on it to show me how to do it and rides it all the way down, leaving me at the top. So now I'm here, mom's down there. I still don't want to get on this thing. I'm crying. There's a line of people lined up behind me. But then there's this nice lady who comes up. She takes my hand and says, let's get on it together. So she steps me up there and we step on it and we ride it all the way down. So what's the point of all that? Well, I kind of feel like all of these actual plays and all these videos that I've been watching these are the people that have already ridden that escalator down while I'm still up here at the top, intimidated by this thing. But I've kind of realized that what I think I was looking for was that person who is in the same boat as me, someone who's not done this before, that says, "Hey, it's okay. I know this is scary. I know this is intimidating, but let's go do this together." I haven't really found that. Could be out there somewhere. I don't know, but I kind of feel like that's what I was looking for. That just example of someone in the same place as me. So I came to the realization that I could either keep just watching all these videos of people doing stuff and not actually do it myself, or I could just take that first step and just start doing it. Just start solo role playing. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what all this is about. It's me just starting. And who knows, maybe along the way, I can be somebody's nice lady who says, hey, come on, I know this is scary, but let's do this together. So that's what this whole channel, at least this initial series, is about. Me just starting, pushing past that initial barrier, whatever that is. So, in the spirit of pushing past that initial barrier, what I have decided to do is play solo role playing game 7 days in a row. I'm going to play it, record it, put it up on YouTube. And that's where I'm at. I am on day 2, which is going to be session 1 because day 1 was session 0. I'll figure out the numbering convention later. But essentially, today is going to be my actual playing for the first time, whereas yesterday was my building my character and starting at my session 0. So that's where I'm at. Let's get down to the table and we'll get this thing started. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and get this started. First of all, I got a couple of things to talk about on this character sheet that I forgot about last time. One was the second language that I was supposed to get. I was taking a look at these languages, and of course there's Common and Sign language apparently, and Sylvan and other tongues. But one kind of stood out to me, and that is Archaic, since I am part of or I believe in the Church of the High One. Uh, Archaic is the language of the Church of the High One. It's what they're, I'll just read it. Church of the High One has kept alive the archaic language long after it should have died out. The tongue belonged to the people of the empire whose ruins lie scattered across the devastation. At the time of the church founding, the imperial tongue was considered the language of the intelligentsia. And so authors wrote the holy books in this ancient script. Even now, priests of the High One conduct religious ceremonies in archaic, though few people in their congregations know what they are hearing, and the sacred texts of the High One are all written in the archaic tongue. Anyone who would learn the secrets of the old histories, uncover dark magic, or read from proscribed books find archaic an indispensable language. And I don't know, but that just sounded kind of interesting to me. And since I was an adherent of the High One, that just kind of made sense to me to take that language. One other thing that I forgot about was my axe. I was kind of thinking that it was just like a tool or something, but no, it's actually a weapon. So I moved that up here to my weapons. It's got 3d6 damage, two-handed weapon. It's got some traits of brutal, large, and slow. Brutal meaning if you roll ones on damage, you can re-roll them one time. Large meaning you can't use it in tight spaces or mounted. And slow means you only get one attack with it per turn. Something else that I decided on, there was the um, description here of lost an eye, ear, or part of a nose. Well, I decided that since he was a woodcutter and was around axes a lot, that he probably lost an ear at some point. Some kind of axe swinging mishap. So I decided he has lost an ear. Pupils have strange shape. I don't know what shape that is. It may or may not ever come into play. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Skin condition, same thing. Who knows what's going to happen there? Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Oh, yes. I did a little bit more digging into these um, rogue talents, and I printed out. Where did it go? I should have been prepared. Wow. I printed out the rogue sheet here. So cunning dodge. Whenever you dodge, increase the number of boons granted to your agility roll by 1, or the number of banes imposed on the roll made against your defense or agility by 2. Well, I looked up, and dodge is actually a reaction that you can do in combat. So dodge says when a creature attacks you, or something rolls against your agility, or you make an agility roll to resist a harmful effect, you can use a reaction to either impose 1 bane on the roll or roll with 1 boon. So now that will make a little bit more sense. When you dodge, when you take this action, you increase the number of boons that are granted to your agility roll. So you're already rolling with 1 when you dodge, you'd get another one. Or if they were rolling against your agility or whatever, like the opponent would get 2 banes as opposed to the 1 because of your cunning dodge when you take the dodge action. So that was a clarification for me. This is kind of one of those weird things about RPGs, especially like big book RPGs like this. Like you've got the character creation stuff with abilities that break the rules before you even get into the part where the actual rule is. Like you're telling you how to break the rule before you even know what it is, and that's always been weird to me. But I figured that one out. So who knows if I'll remember that when the time comes, but we'll see. Just a little background about Shadow of the Weird Wizard in general. So here's a map. There is the, I don't know if you can see that or not. There is the old country that's over here, and there's the new lands that are over here, and this is the borderlands. And the wizard, at some point in history, set up on this side and kind of blocked access over here to the new lands. And everybody else kind of lived in the old country. Well, now the weird wizard is gone, and all of this land is opened up. Nobody knows why he's gone or what happened, but they just know that he's gone. All this is open for the exploration now, so now people are moving from the old country where there is, I believe, civil war is what the lore says, what the book says, or so there's some kind of something going on over here that people are now crossing the borderlands and heading over here to the new lands. So in general, the game takes place in the borderlands. Over here, when you get into the new lands, you get into all kinds of weird stuff. Who knows what kind of experiments the wizard was doing over there. I don't know actually where we're starting. I guess I should look at that, but I don't want to right now. I am going to just start this thing. And let me tell you, I am really kind of nervous. Like, I mean, let me reiterate, I am completely new at this. I am probably going to be pretty awkward. And so, yeah, just bear with me. So I got Quinn. He's a rogue. And I rolled up the opening scene of PC negative in prison environment. So he is in an environment of prison. He got arrested because I'm going to say he stole something because he steals to get by. So here we are in the prison. What happens? That's a good question. Let's see. Well, so I think the first thing I want to know is, does he have a cellmate? I really don't know. Where are my dice? There they are. I'm going to say it's a 50. Oh, wait, hold on. What am I doing? Let's back up a second. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right and lose all of my sheets that I had all printed out and prepared. Well, crappers. Here we go. Let's fill out some threads. So my first thread for Mythic is get out of the cell. That could, I feel like that's broad enough. I mean, it could be escape or it could be just wait your allotted time and then you get to get out. But that's going to be my goal of this opening scene. Um, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I was going to see, is there somebody else in the cell? So let's see, I'm going to call this one 50-50, chaos factor 5. 44 is yes, there is someone else in the cell. So what's Quinn going to do? Well, I guess he's going to walk up to this other guy in the cell, give him the big old always smiling kind of grin. There it is, always smiling. And say, hey, what are you in here for? No idea. See, this is one of those parts where like I feel like I'm gonna kind of struggle a little bit. Is just making decisions, analysis paralysis. Uh, let's see. Let's just roll on an action table. Let's see what the dude's in here for. 73 recruit. 46 information. Recruit information. Let me show those dice after I roll them. He was trying to uh, bribe somebody. He was trying to bribe an official. Yeah, let's just say that he's trying to get information out of an official for something we don't know what. What is this guy's name? There is a chart in here for that. Here we go. Names, just got a bunch of syllable kind of things. Let's roll and see what kind of name we can come up with. What is that? 83. Put this down here so you can see it. 83 is Thaw. Thah. 77. Thasha. I don't like that. Let's try again. 21. Thavesh. We're going to go with Thavesh. Thavesh. Character list. Thavesh. So Thavesh mentioned something of, oh yeah, I tried to bribe an official. And so Quinn, being outgoing and friendly, makes a little conversation. Enjoys having fun. Let's see. So he's probably going to say, "Hey, let's see if we can't get out of here." Huh? He's going to get up to some mischief. So he's going to call a guard over. Hey, guard! And the guard will come over, and we will have a little banter with him. Again, something else that I feel like I'm going to struggle with is conversations. It's already a little awkward talking to real people, much less trying to talk to yourself. So I may end up just kind of glossing over that a bit. Calls the guard over. We're going to try to sneak those keys away from him. How do we do that? That's a good question. Let me look that up. Again, let me reiterate. New to this game. I don't know all the rules. I am definitely going to be messing stuff up. Okay, so looks like that pickpocketing or stealing is just a agility roll against the target's agility. So that means I'm going to need stats for something. I have not been able to find like a guard stat, so I'm just going to use a commoner militia member. There's his stats there, and let's roll some agility. I have an agility of +2 against the agility of this guard, which is a 10. Oh wow, 19 +2 is a success, a critical success. 19 +2 is a 21. A critical success, if I remember correctly, is when you roll more than 20 and you're at least 5 points above the target. So that is going to be a critical success. So I am going to say that not only does he reach the bars while distracting this guard, or maybe that's what it is. He gets Favish to distract the guard while Quinn can reach through, grab those keys, and silently bring them back. Since that, my understanding, is a critical success, I'm going to say he does it without a hitch. There is no sound whatsoever. The guard bangs his club against the door, the cell bars, like get back, don't talk to me. And so he goes on about his normal patrols, doing whatever it is he does. And Quinn gives a little sly grin and holds up the keys to show Bavish. What do you say we get out of here? And Bavish's eyes uh, grow wide as he nods in agreement. So we're going to take the key, stick it into the lock, unlock it, and now we're out of the cell. Okay, so I guess does that constitute as the end of the scene? Is like our goal now get out of the prison, get out of the jail? Should I need to update that? I don't know. We'll just say it was get out of jail, get escape from the jail, whatever. We'll say the goal was get out of the jail. So we got to sneak past some people. We know there's at least one guard. Let's roll a d6 and just see how many guards there are. 5. So we're gonna have to sneak past 5 guards. I don't think it's gonna be very difficult to get out of this this place as far as like getting lost. I think it's gonna be pretty much a straight shot. There is probably going to be the matter of locating stuff because I'm sure they didn't let him take his dagger and axe into the cell with him. So first of all, let's do a sneak to try to get past this guard whose keys we just stole. Right, so sneaking is just an agility roll. For every 2 yards of movement you expend, you sneak 1 yard across the surface you're standing. All right, so we'll try to sneak past the first guard. Your target number is generally 10, I believe. I might have to double check that, but I believe it is just 10, unless you're like going against something else, like somebody else's strength or whatever. But this is just going to be a 10. That's a 6. Right off the bat, as they are stepping out of the cell, the the door hinges ding, as the, the bars like the door like flips back and hits the other bars and just makes this gonging noise through the corridor that immediately is going to alert the one guard at least that he took the keys from. Let's see, are any more guards alerted? I think that it's going to be likely. Looking at a 65, 96, no, and that is actually an exceptional no. Um, the guards, the other four guards, don't actually hear it. I think, so being an exceptional no, I think that what we're going to say here is that not only do the other guards not hear it, that this guard is not going to raise an alarm. So the guard hears the noise of the door hinges or whatever noises that it's making, and immediately runs back in like, I knew you was up to something, and he gets his club out and he gets ready to wallop some inmates. Um, so I guess we're gonna do our first combat here, and it's gonna be unarmed. So let's see. So an unarmed attack is an improvised counts as an improvised weapon. That means you roll with one bane. I believe it's going to be strength versus defense. So I guess we're going to be in a combat. Enemies go first unless you want to use your reaction to take the initiative. I am not going to do that because I can use my reaction to dodge because I'm a rogue and I get stuff for that. So the guard is going to go first, and I have lost my page. There it is. So guard's going to go first. Let's see what he's going to do. Well, he's going to come up and he's going to swing that club at who's in front. That's a good question. Would Quinn have gone in the front? Uh, I think would Thavish have gone in front? Quinn had the keys and opening the door. I think Thavish would have been in front. Let's say it's likely. That's a 5. That is an extreme yes. Not only is Thavish in front, he was running down the hall. He is right next to the guard. So the guard is going to try to wallop him with his club. Okay, so 18. He has a strength of +1. Oh, hey, I guess I'm going to need stats for Thavish now. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I have just printed off these sheets so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth through my PDF because that is annoying. So the militia member here is the guard, and I'm just going to say that Thavish is pickpocket because I couldn't find anything else in the short time that I spent looking it up. So there's our stats. Guard. Thavish, that way I don't forget which one is which. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, the guard was attacking Thavish and rolled a big number, a 19. So that is definitely going to hit Thavish. So a club does 2d6 damage for 7. I got those backwards. Ha 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 ha. How embarrassing. It's almost like I don't even know what I'm doing and that this is so overwhelming. Okay. So the guard hit Thavish with a club and rolled a 19 against his defense of 11, and that is 7 damage, and he has 10 health. So he has taken 7 damage so far. So now the protagonists, our guys here, can go in whichever order we want. So I'm going to say Favish gets to go first, and he's going to try to punch the guard, try to get him knocked out, and maybe take that club away from him. So unarmed attack rolls with one bang. It's got a strength of +0. 13 minus 4 is 9. Does not beat the defense. So whoosh, swing and a miss. So now I think that Quinn is going to, yeah, I forgot my own character's name. Quinn is going to run up and let's try to tackle him. Is there a rule for tackle? Let's find out. You know what? I don't know. I'm not going to spend a bunch of more time looking that up. So I am just going to say that it's going to be a strength roll versus the strength of the person you're attacking. Why not? So Quinn has a +2 to his strength. Should I roll with a bane? Would this count as improvised? Probably. Let's. Oh gosh, 9 +2 minus 1, so it's 10. Strength is 11, so that doesn't work either. So Quinn runs over there, tries to tackle him, but ends up just bear hugging the guard. So now we're back to the top. The guard is now going to try to use the club to beat Quinn off of him. But Quinn is a rogue and has cunning dodge. So I am going to try to use this dodge reaction. So he's going to be rolling an attack against me. He's going to roll with one bane. But because I'm using the cunning dodge, it's going to have 2 bane. So I'll roll 2d6 and pick the highest one to subtract from this. So he rolls an 11. 12. So my armor is a 12. So that is going to hit. So he's going to take, Quinn is going to take 2d6 damage, 6. So he's got a health of 14. He takes 6 damage. Remember that health is up here and damage adds up. Once your damage and health are equal, then you're unconscious. So he has taken 6 damage out of the 14 that he can take. So now I think that Favish is going to try to grab that club from his hand. So with disarming, when you attack, you can choose to disarm the target rather than deal damage to it. Roll with one bane if you use a melee weapon. Nope. 2 banes if you use an improvised weapon, or 3 banes if you use a ranged weapon. Well, not ranged. I guess this is going to be improvised since he's using fisticuffs. On a success, target takes no damage. Instead, the target makes an agility roll for every 2d6 bonus damage you have. Impose 1 bane on the target's roll. Okay, so you don't have to have the bonus damage, I guess. On a failure. So first of all, I got to make an attack with 2 banes for being an improvised weapon. So here we go. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a -2. So we got our critical success earlier. A critical failure is when your roll is less than 0. So this is not only a failure, it is a critical failure. Let's say the guard gets a free attack on him. He gets to, as Favish, it grabs for the club. The guard manages to pull this hand away quickly and whack him on the head. So guard making an attack. Oh my goodness. Oh, crap. What happens with a critical hit? Just a cursory search. I'm not seeing anything particular. that happens on a critical hit for an attack. Maybe it's in there somewhere. I'll look it up another time, but that's definitely going to be a critical hit. That's a 21 versus an 11, so that is definitely more than 20 and definitely more than 5 above the target. So I guess Thavish is just taking some damage here. And that's 4. So Thavish is now unconscious. So he's taken. You can't take more damage than your health. So he is at 10. Any extra damage is just wasted. He's at 10 health. So now it's just me, just Quinn. What to do? What to do? Did he make a bolt for it? Yeah, we're gonna make a bolt for it. I was thinking about maybe, you know, calling upon some of these things that we rolled up yesterday. Uh, Maybe, life is what it is. Maybe he's sees what's going on here and accepts the fact that he's probably not going to make it out, and just goes back into a cell toss. But no, he's going to try to bolt for it. We're not going to do that. So I guess let's just call this an agility roll versus the other guy's agility. And that's a 10, 12 versus a 10. So Quinn is able to uh, run and jump past the guy while he's distracted with beating up on Thavish. So, now I got to get out of the jail. Um, well, I think that the guard is definitely going to be shouting now, so that critical success um, earlier is gone. So, let's just make this quick. Let's just make a bunch of agility rolls and see if we can't barrel past some guards. That's a 7. Is Where did my stuff go? There you are. I probably should have looked this up before I rolled. Um, yeah, so he doesn't get past the next guard. He's runs past the guard station at the end of his corridor, and he runs past through a door and runs past another guard who's stationed there, who's taken aback, like, "Whoa, what's going? Whoa, hey, come back here!" And he doesn't quite, Quinn doesn't quite get through there before the guard like sticks an arm out or something and knocks him over. So now I got to deal with 2 guards. I think at this point, Quinn is just going to be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I give up. Um, he's going to be taken back to his cell, and they're going to be extra leery of him now. They're definitely not going to be getting close with any keys. Thavish is going to be tossed back into another cell, a different one from Quinn. Let's see, what was the original sentence that Quinn that was due to serve? Let's say 2 days. So it was a minor-ish theft, I guess. So we're going to tack on 4 more days. So 6 days that Quinn is going to be in this cell. 2 for the original crime and 4 for trying to bust out. So that is our attempt at getting out of the cell. It did not work at all. So I think we're just gonna Skyrim this and serve the sentence. At the end of the 6 days, he's gonna get out of the cell. Uh, so that's gonna be the end of that scene. I have no idea how long this video has gone on for. I have spent many minutes going down the rabbit hole of looking up rules and looking up stat blocks and whatever else. So that'll get edited out. So I have no idea how long this video is actually going to be, but that is what I've got for my very first uh, attempt at playing, and it went absolutely horribly, and I kind of loved it. But anyway, that's what I've got for right now. I will be back tomorrow for the next day of my 7-day solo role playing challenge. Uh, anyway, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. Bye.